yes, I love her like it, love her like it. Oh, yes, I love her like it, love her like it. Oh, yes, I love her like it, love her like it. Oh, yes, I love her like it. Yes, I love her like it, love her like it. Oh, yes, I love her like it, love her like it. Oh, yes, I love her like it, love her like it. Oh, yes, I love her like it. Yes, I love her like it, love her like it. Oh, yes, I love her like it, love her like it. Oh, yes, I love her like it, love her like it. Oh, yes, I love her like it. Yes, I love her like it, love her like it. Oh, yes, I love her like it, love her like it. Oh, yes, I love her like it, love her like it. Oh, yes, I love her like it.
I remember in 2003 we had our playoff game here. I remember those towels waving around. That's my dream for this organization.
Bank of America Stadium was a special place today. Black towels waving, all black uniforms.
I know I said I'm back, but in essence, we back.
We need that rock. Okay, say what? We need that rock. Shaking in there. It's the playoffs. We cannot let the bank get robbed. Don't let the bank get robbed. Anything can happen. Don't tell me what y'all was in the regular. Don't tell me who you're about to be. Don't tell me who you got on the. I don't care nothing about that. Yeah. Because it's a new season. It's a new day. Okay, it's a new day. Everything has been forgotten. 0-0. It's almost like we all done got amnesia. We don't care nothing that we gotta lose a record. We playing. We playing. We still playing. We got a chance. We need all fans, all participants. Not just people in North Carolina. Not just people in South Carolina. We need everybody. Panthers fans worldwide. Worldwide. To show up. And show out. Come on. If you're coming to that stadium, if you don't leave hoarse, your throat raspy, you didn't do your job. But here's the twist, though, Peggy. What's up, boo? Here's the hair twister. Ooh. I wish I had some. The ear cleaner. Got them. The Carolina Panthers got to do their job to keep the crowd in the game. Bryce, we need to keep them engaged. We got to give them something to scream and holler. Rico! My boy, Rico Suave. Buckle up. We need some seatbelts. We need to start dishing out some seatbelts. Because the Rams going to have to buckle up. Mr. Horn! Come on, JC. We need you to do your job. Because that can become a very spooky place for opposing teams thinking that it's going to be sweet. And it ain't.
You done?
Check. 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 I don't know what's going on. There we go.
What?
Check.
What's the problem?
Okay. Nothing. There we go. We good. Check, check, check. There we go. Welcome to FPFO Live. Welcome to FPFO Live. Very, very blessed to be here. We thought it was going to be over on Saturday, but God had other plans. Very, very simple. Superman will be in the building. Superman will be. Hey, I'm gonna let y'all know this too, bro. This nigga Terrence like low-key hates Cam, bro.
Why are you pushing that narrative?
This nigga Terrence hates Cam, bro.
Why are you
weird as fuck.
Why are you pushing that narrative?
It's not a narrative. It's just real shit, bro.
When have I ever said that?
It's just something that I've gathered over the last 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, I don't know why you gathered that. Like you like to push false narratives. Like it's getting old. Let it die. Let it die.
Bro. It's terrible. Nigga hates Cam. Matter of fact, tell me your top 5 Panthers of all time right now. In order.
Luke Kuechly, Cam Newton, Steve Smith, Julius Peppers, and TD, maybe.
Okay. That's fair.
And and I know everybody gonna say probably Sam Mills, and I probably left out like a bunch of other people, but these are the people that I vividly remember seeing play and make
Yeah,
impacts. So
yeah. Rest
you
in peace.
thought I was gonna leave Cam out?
No, I just wanted to make sure that he was top two. That's the only reason why I asked you that question is to make sure he was damn it top two. That's the only reason why I
Well,
asked.
Luke Kuechly is always gonna be my favorite Panther of all time.
Luke Kuechly.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at anybody that feels that way. What he accomplished in his short career, that was special.
All pro rookie of the year's first year, defensive player of the year, his second year.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. I don't think honestly, I don't think we'll ever see anything like that again in our lives.
oh
Honestly,
no, we won't.
you know,
We
look
won't.
at
It's rough. And just imagine if he didn't get concussions. And if because he retired like year eight, after year
yeah,
eight or something like that.
yeah. He would still be hooping. He would
Yeah.
still be hooping right now to this day. Because I mean, think about how long TD went, and he tore his shit 3 or 4 times, and then went to
And
what, like 2 or 3 different teams. So it was just like, all
yeah,
right, but
Bobby
yeah,
Wagner still
yep,
hooping. I
yep.
mean,
It's some
Shaq
linebacker.
Thompson.
You can do it, bro. At linebacker, you can do it. No cap.
Yeah.
Ray Lewis played for a long ass time. Like it's a whole bunch of people that have played like for a long ass time. So he would still be around for sure. Welcome into the show, man. Welcome into the show. We're not gonna keep it. We're not gonna go too long tonight. I know that what is it, Miami and Ole Miss? I know that they're playing against each other right now. The semifinal or the quarterfinals rather of the college football playoffs. So we're not going to keep it long at all. Just wanted to come in here really quickly, go through a little game preview for a wild card matchup versus the Los Angeles Rams. LA Rams versus Carolina Panthers, part 2. As you all know, we've already clipped them one time this year. If you look at all the experts, if you look at all the analysts, if you look at everything that you want to look at, if you look at the sports book, everybody has us losing this game. There's nobody in the world that believes in the Carolina Panthers this week against the LA Rams. But what people are forgetting is that we've already clipped them one time this year, and we clipped them without Christian Roseboom. We clipped them without Trevon Merring. We clipped them without J.C. Horn. And in that matchup, we were able to turn Matthew Stafford over 3 times. So not saying that it's going to go that way, but if you're a Carolina Panthers fan, you should feel really good heading into Saturday. Also with the news of Cam Newton making his return at Roaring Riot to start things off, and then being the honorary drum player for the beginning part of the game. The bank is going to be fucking electric. I don't think that we've ever seen anything like this. Transparently, I'd argue just before we even enter the doors, I'd say that the only moment in this franchise's time that could potentially rival what I expect will occur on Saturday is the NFC Championship game against Arizona. But that is the level that I'm expecting when I walk into the building on Saturday. Our day is going to start exceptionally early. I cannot wait. We are in the building. We are at Roaring Riot. We are heading over to the stadium. Everything is setting up for the Carolina Panthers to make a push in this year's NFL playoffs. Nobody believes in us, but as I've always said, as I've been saying throughout this whole season, why not us? Super excited. Terrence, how you feeling, brother?
I feel good. Everything is 0-0. It doesn't matter what you did in the regular season. We have everybody back healthy. Doesn't matter the teams you lost to, the teams you beat. Doesn't matter where the Rams were ranked. Everything starts 0-0. And as you know, if you've been watching football, if you know about football, it's literally any given Sunday. So anything can happen. I'm expecting the stadium to be packed. I'm expecting the energy to be up there just because it's been like, what, almost 10 years or so since this has occurred. So,
Yep.
I mean, I know people are going to be excited. I know people who haven't seen the Carolina Panthers play meaningful football almost throughout their entire lifetimes are going to be excited. I haven't seen them play meaningful football in a very long time since high school. So This is very exciting for me. I'm gonna be in the building as well. Like JJ said, we'll be at the tailgate. We'll be at Roaring Riot. So if you see us, definitely tap in with us. But I feel very good about this game. People have been trying to talk me off my high horse, I guess, at work during this week, just because we played the Rams. But honestly, I'm not scared at all. Like I'm not nervous at all. I feel like we match up good against anybody at this point. So I feel good.
I totally agree, man. Like you said, I mean, once you hit the playoffs, right? And this is what we always say: we just want a chance to dance, bro. Once you get in that bracket, anything can happen. So if you're one of those fans that's just like, oh yeah, I don't know this and that, like just beat the roll. Just beat the
And you're
roll,
at
bro.
home too. We're at
And you're
home,
at
so
home. You're hosting.
yeah.
Bro. I'm telling you, bro. The roof is gonna be blown off of Bank of America Stadium on Saturday, bro. I'm telling you, like all momentum, everything will be on our side. The forecast doesn't look the prettiest, and them
I'm
niggas
happy
from
for it
LA is
though.
pretty boy. Me too. Me too. They pretty boys. They play in the dome. They gotta fly across country. It's a lot of shit, bro. It's a lot of shit that you know it could be utilized to our benefit. So I'm definitely not counting the Carolina Panthers out in this matchup. I just saw a comment. My man said he's a Rams fan. Uh, made him nervous the first time around, and definitely not sleeping on us at all this go around either. Respect to you. Shout out to you because it seems like you might know ball. Also,
Yeah.
I saw somebody say, I don't know how accurate this is. I don't know if we have any fact checkers in
About
the
Matthew
building today,
Stafford.
but somebody said that Matthew Stafford has never won in Bank of America Stadium. Can we confirm that?
I'm not sure, but either way, I mean, I know I said nothing matters what happened in the regular season, but I mean, if you want to take something from that, you already beat this team. I would see if it was something to where it's like you played them and it was a blowout, shit didn't look good. You had all of your pieces, like that would be a different story. But you already beat this team, and you beat this team when you were like down with injuries. So,
Yeah,
like I said, nobody should feel nervous. I mean, I honestly feel right at home. I feel like
me
we got
too.
them right where we want them. Just especially because y'all know how it's been all year when the odds have been stacked against us in
Yep.
games like this.
Yep. 10 and a
So
half point underdogs for the people that keep up with that kind of stuff. 10 and a half point underdogs against a team that you beat in the regular season, first round of the playoffs, and you're hosting 10 and a half point underdogs at home, first round of the playoffs. To me, it's insane. I'll be honest. I think it's the freest money that you'll make all year at the bare minimum for us to cover 10 and a half. I know for a fact we're going to cover 10 and a half. 1000%. And to be honest, this could just be the homer in me. This could be the bias in me. But the Rams don't scare me, bro. I've been on record multiple times that there's really no team in the NFL that really, really scares me. If we're just looking further on down the line, and I'm not going to do this too much tonight, but if we're looking at teams that I feel like it may potentially get ugly, the only team in the whole entire NFL that I look at in that light is Seattle. That's the only team in the whole NFL that I feel that way about. And I'll even rewind back and say, when you beat this Los Angeles Rams team, they were arguably the best team in the NFL. A lot
yeah.
of us had them coming out of the NFC and potentially winning the Super Bowl at the time in which you beat them. So no fear on my end at all.
And they had a healthy Devontae Adams. They had a healthy Puka. They had a fairly healthy team. So I mean, and going back to the Seattle thing, I mean, they can be beat too. The score was what 3-3 at halftime,
Yeah,
something along
that's
those
true.
lines. So it's not like they're so far fetched in this situation either. So I just say that to say everyone should feel fairly good. Like everyone should feel fairly good. You shouldn't go in there feeling like you're outnumbered, you're outmatched. You should feel right at home. Honestly,
Agreed. Hi, Haley.
Haley's drunk.
I figured just by her intro. Shout out Haley, our marketing director and fan engagement specialist. Actually, it's nice to always have a title to put on somebody. You know, let them build up their resume.
Yeah,
No cap.
yeah.
Blasito. I mean, listen. like I said, we're not going to go too long tonight, man. We don't have a guest tonight. So as far as the extra insight, like whatever the case may be, we'll talk a little bit about the game. But make sure if you're on YouTube, interact with the chat, send questions. Let's just have a conversation, man. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in right now. I didn't even do our intro. This is for Panthers fans only live. If you're unfamiliar with us, we are a podcast. We drop every Tuesday at 9 a.m. Eastern time. We typically do our game preview live streams either on Thursday or Friday, depending on what day the game is on for that particular week. So the last 2 weeks we've been going live on Thursday nights. Typically it's Fridays, but if you're unfamiliar with us, welcome to the show. Happy to have you here. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and turn the bell notification on. If you're watching on X, shout out to you. Appreciate you tapping in and tuning in. Make sure to follow, share the stream, etc., etc. You can get involved in the chat as well. It's just a little more difficult with the new updates to X and everything of that nature. So shout out to everybody that's tuned in. I'm your host, JJ. This is my brother, Terrence.
Oh, cool.
Go ahead.
Appreciate it.
No,
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
I'm your co-host, Terrence. Thank you, JJ, for introducing me. What an honor. What a pleasure.
Yeah, 1,000%. You used to, Terrence used to be livid every time I would like fucking intro the pod and not let me introduce himself. So like, if you guys picked up on it, for our day one fans, y'all saw the clear difference when we stopped doing that. But no, we are for Panthers fans only. We got our brother Dylan in the chat, content manager. He's in the chat right now. Rod, he be around. That nigga be around. Like I said, we got Haley in the chat as well. Shout out to all the mods in the building. Shout out Blasito, Blasian. Who else is in the chat tonight, man? Applesauce, what's up? What's popping? Tizzy, what's popping? Let me see who else is in the chat tonight. I can't really see. Old prescription, so forgive me.
Yeah, Dylan already talking crazy already.
Yeah, I know. I've seen him
already on my body.
on dick, bro.
It's bad. It's bad.
Shout out JT. Yes, I can see, bro. I can see.
Oh, Dylan, I was in your city last week. Was it? I seen your location.
He's weird as hell.
I seen your location was probably like a couple miles from me, honestly. But hey, I wasn't really going down the mountain like that. I'm not gonna lie. That shit was, my car just felt out of place.
Oh, so you drove up there?
I drove, and let me just go ahead and tell you.
Matter of fact,
it's just not a good place if you got a car. Well, what do you have to say?
Nothing. Nothing. I was just observing. That's all.
Oh, keep observing then. Take mental notes.
Just taking mental notes. That's it. That's all I do. I just take mental notes. That's it, bro. Nothing too crazy, bro. I'm happy to be here. Listen, last week could have been our last game preview stream with Vashta. Also, shout out Vashta Hurt, man. Round of applause, bro. Round of applause for Vashta. Last week came in here and killed it. Felt very, very comfortable. I mean, that was the first time I'd say that we've had like a one-on-one conversation with Vashta. And that shit was so smooth, man. Shout out to Vashta for kicking our 2026 off major. And we got a lot of great stuff coming up this season. Very, very excited. Lasito, I'm gonna comment on something that you said earlier. Like you said, what do you have to say to people that say, oh, the Carolina Panthers haven't won a game when the game hasn't been played on Sunday? Will the lights be too bright? We'll just have to see, bro. We'll just have to see, because that is a conversation to be had at times. And Terrence, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is part of your reservation with this team, specifically heading into the playoffs, is that when the lights get bright and the moment gets big, this team at times comes up a little short.
Yeah, I mean, because not although are they young in age, I think that even some of the veteran guys are still young mentally, and especially and I say that when it comes to a football standpoint, because as you know, if you've been a fan of the team for a long time, do you know this team doesn't have a lot of history when it comes to playing in big games and necessarily playing meaningful football at this point in the season. So the guys are young in that realm. So And we've seen that throughout the season, just in general, like this team being able to respond after, winning big games and then going to drop the games like against the Saints and things like that after you beat teams like the Green Bay Packers and like the Rams. So we've seen this team just have an inability to respond there. And then last week, as we know, the refs played a big part in us losing that game, I would say, but there's still things that we didn't do well in that game as well. And I felt like that was also another test where you can see if this team is able to respond against adversity, because if you win that game, then you get into the playoffs no matter what Atlanta and the Saints have going on. And that was something that they failed to respond to. So um, I think that would be the only reservation that I have. That will be the only thing that plays a big part in whether we win or lose on Saturday. It's just going to be, can this team step up to the challenge mentally? Like, are they able to live up to the expectations? Are they able to rise to the occasion and, be able to understand the moment that they're in and be able to respond to that? So that would be the only reservation I have. But I feel like the Rams have a lot more talent than we do, but I feel like this team has been able to put that on display throughout the season to where, honestly, that can match up. We've seen that in the first time we played against the Rams. You can match up in those areas. You have the ability to speed Matthew Stafford up, force him to speed up his throws, and then force him into turnovers. Like, the defense has that ability. Bryce played well. T-Mac has the ability to get open on their corners. So I mean, you have different areas and different ways that you can beat this team. So it's not anything that's far fetched. It's just going to be simple. Can they step up to the challenge mentally? So we'll see. I don't know.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a big challenge. But it's the playoffs. It's the playoffs, and what more do you expect? It's the top 14 teams in the NFL competing for one common goal. So I mean, they're going to have to grow up. They're going to have to grow up, in my opinion. Shout out Blasito. He said it may not be a day one, but I'm bought in. Unfortunately, got the holidays and birthdays nearby, so no chocho for merch. Hey, no worries, brother. No worries. If you're a day one or you're just now finding out about FPFO, we love you all the same. Shout out to you, bro, for sure. And don't worry, we got plenty of merch to go around. We have plenty of ideas that we're continuously growing and building off of. So there'll always be an opportunity to buy FPFO merch for sure. Now, specific pieces, that's a different story because they come and go. I'm not gonna lie, they come and go. So you got to make sure you tag them. But nah, for sure. Shout out to you, Blasito. Let me see. This dude said, "Who is this that said this shit, bro? I don't like this.
It already don't sound good."
Yeah, it doesn't. I don't like this. Bro said he looked it up. Matthew Stafford has won in BOA. The AI said yes in January 2026 in a playoff game.
And I don't know.
They're trying to fuck us.
And I don't know if bro is trying to be funny or if that's something that was actually said. But yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Hate it. I mean, despise it. Despise it. God. But we'll be okay. We got to go compete. We got to go compete for sure. Somebody said I'm going to be lit as hell on Saturday. What did my man say? He said something JJ going to be turned up Saturday. Yeah, long story short, I'm going to show my ass. I'm not going to lie. Listen, let me just be very, very clear, bro. Let me be very, very clear. If you see me on Saturday, bro, that is not the true me. That's not the true me. I'm going to just go ahead and keep it a stack with y'all because I'm going to be off my rocker. I plan on starting to drink probably around 9:30, 10 a.m. Eastern time. So that being said, I'm going to be extremely intoxicated. If you see me stumbly, if you see me, like, if you just see anything in which you think that I'm not P, just know it's the alcohol. It's the liquor. It's the liquor.
Well, I'll go ahead and tell y'all I won't be that down bad. I'll be very functional, very aware, very there. So if you see me, rather say what's up. If you see JJ stumbling, maybe help him out. If he asks for a drink, just say no, because he don't know his limits.
No, don't say no. First and foremost, I know my limits. That's number one.
Okay.
Secondly, don't say no. A drunk JJ, you want to take a drink and have a drink with a drunk JJ. I'm not going to lie. So if I ask you for a drink, then it's in your best interest to say yes. Honestly. because then I mean, let's just have a great time together. Why wouldn't you want to do that? A couple of y'all already done told me that y'all are pulling up to the tailgate and everything anyway. So, by the time the tailgate doors open, I'll be drunk. And I mean, I'll be drunk. Like, it's not going to be a buzz. I'm going to be drunk by the time the tailgate doors open for sure. I will have my Cam Newton jersey in the bag with a Sharpie because I am trying to get my shit signed. And yes, if I'm fanned out, I don't give a fuck. I don't care.
Dylan, I would just say I'm never worried about being drunk or drinking in fear of running into anybody. I'll just put that out there. I feel very comfortable everywhere I go. Now, that might not be the best way to be. It's just how I feel.
Wow. No, they're saying that this is really what AI is saying right now. Said in essence, Stafford has experienced both defeat and victory at Bank of America Stadium, most recently securing a playoff win there in early 2026 to move forward in the postseason.
Yep, that's Vegas putting shit in the game.
Oh, God, already. And guess who we have, chat? We go from Brad Allen to fucking Cleek Blakeman. Another mark-ass bitch. Perfect. Another mark-ass bitch that is known for putting shit in the game. So, hey, if y'all thought Saturday was worse or was bad last Saturday, wait until you see what they have in store for us this Saturday. But do not fret. Do not fret. Good will always suffice. Or no, that's not the proper terminology. It's okay.
Yeah, probably not.
No, it's not. It's not. Let's dive into the matchup a little bit. Like I said, shout out Scrap for show, Scrap. Yeah. I'll call you when I take my first shot of clock. I don't know if you'll be awake or not, but just know I'm going to give you a call. Rise and shine. It's shot o'clock. Let's get into the matchup a little bit, bro. So you just take a look back at the Carolina Panthers' first matchup against the LA Rams. I think that if we're just being honest, after that opening kickoff, and the way the Los Angeles Rams were able to march down the field, I believe that Panther Nation was a little nervous. I believe that we thought that it was going to be a blowout, but we saw what the defense was able to do. Mike Jackson had a pick 6 in that game, able to force 3 turnovers. The biggest one of the game, obviously, coming on the sack fumble from Derek Brown. So, for me personally, this game, the key is there's one simple key. Actually, there's 2, and I'll just give one on the defensive side and one on the offensive side. First things first, the Carolina Panthers must neutralize the run. If we go back and look at that first matchup, the way we allowed Blake Corum to run all over this defense, the way the offensive line was just able to push our guys off the line of scrimmage at the point of attack, transparently, it was embarrassing. Luckily, Lathan Ransom tried to literally commit a murder on Kyron Williams multiple times. But had it not been for that, bro, the Los Angeles Rams would have just continued to have their way on the ground, and it would have been both of them, bro. So for me, we really, really have to do a good job at neutralizing the run game, because if we're not able to do that, and we've seen this Carolina Panthers team struggle in the run game at times. We have. Now, that being said, it seems as though you're going to get some additional help this week with Bobby Brown potentially returning from his concussion, with Turk Wharton potentially returning from his hamstring injury, even though y'all know how I feel about that nigga at this very point in time. I mean, $15-16 million just down the fucking drain for a job that a nigga that could potentially make 2.5. Honestly, right now, I would rather have Puna Ford than Turk.
Don't start,
I would.
bro. Just don't start.
I'm just saying. I would rather have Puna Ford right now on my roster than I would for Turk Warren. And I know Puna Ford is not even coming close to the amount of choke that bro is making. I just know, but I'm not going to shit on him because he's going to help us and he's going to contribute.
Yeah, it's not the right time. DB. It's not the right time. It's not the right time. This should be the time you're lifting guys up. That's the conversation we have going into the offseason.
Okay, you're right. I take it back. Hey, Turk Wharton, you're the best defensive tackle in the NFL. That's on me. I apologize. You got this.
That's how he needs to feel. That's how he needs to feel going into the game.
Or he should just look at himself in the mirror and say, you know what? I've been a mark ass bitch this whole season on the field. I want no smoke off the field because I don't know none of y'all niggas. He should look at himself in the mirror and say, on the field, I've been a mark ass bitch. It's time for my impact to be felt. These niggas are paying me $15 or $16 million a year, and at the very least, I can make a damn impact in a playoff game.
Yes.
Since I've missed the last 3 or 4 high stakes games, right? So you would just assume that a professional being a professional, we would hope to see Turk Wharton pop off the screen a time or two this week against the Los Angeles Rams, specifically in the run game. Applesauce, I don't really know why this question is being presented this way, but the way that I'm going to answer it is by asking you a question and saying, who the fuck else are you going to roll out? With all due respect. You know? Like Travis Gibson, he's come in and he's made an impact. Princely don't got it yet. Hate to tell y'all, and I mean it with all due respect. Love him. Think he can be a special prospect for us. He's definitely a project, but he's not ready. He don't got what Nick got in him. He doesn't. Who else is in that room? Pat Jones, he's hurt. Done for the year. I believe that was week 6 or 7 in which he got
rid of DJ Johnson.
Got rid of DJ. I mean, not like that would be a better option anyway, but got rid of that nigga.
But it just goes to show that, like, even some people that we think are very bad, which I don't think DJ Wanham has lived up to what we thought he would be, but there's always people that are worse. There's always people that are worse.
I mean, yeah, very true. Defense has given up. Okay. This is an interesting stat. Defense has given up 147 rush yards per game when Turk plays. What is he worth?
But I mean, you can't.
Mike K.
You can't put that all.
What is he fucking worth, bro?
You can't put that all on him like that.
No,
that's a crazy. That's
a
crazy stat in general, but that's even a more crazy stat to try to attack one person.
No, I don't think that's what we're trying to do. Actually, it could be good for the narrative.
That's what you're trying to do for sure. And Dylan is trying to feed into the fucking narrative because if he wasn't, then he wouldn't even have his name in there.
Well, I mean, shit, that shit is just terrible. Oh wow! And here's even more context. When the bitch doesn't play, we're only giving up 98. So I mean, Turk Wharton, if you want to come back, then cool. If you don't, we'll be okay.
You know who I want to get the blame if that's the case?
Who?
EJ. But I'll chill, I guess.
Give it a fucking break. Actually, let me ask you about this. Right, because we've been moving and we've been having conversations under the assumption that Evero's contract expired this year. Now, Mike K had a very, very interesting tweet or series of tweets this week, pretty much insinuating that this offseason, Evero received a contract extension that we just have no knowledge about. How do you feel about that? Because right now, and I just want to say this too, because I lost a lot of money to Terrence this all season. It could have been worse, or this regular season rather. It definitely could have been worse. Excuse me. I won a couple. I lost more than I won. However, one of the ones that we bet, a full season stat was that this defense would finish top 15, and they did. Specifically as it pertains to points per game. They finished 14. So I know that this narrative about Evero has been running around. Some people don't like him. Some people like him. You know, it gets agitating continuously seeing guys bailing on 3rd and 8, 15 yards off the line of scrimmage and still bailing, right? It's annoying as hell. But from an overall perspective, this unit has drastically improved. With that tweet, those tweets coming out and that context given by Mike K, how do you feel? Because you have been one of Evero's biggest haters. If we're just having an
it's not necessarily hate, it's more so a truth that y'all fail to acknowledge. I mean, I feel like he got an extension too early, especially if it's already been given before the offseason has even started. I mean, obviously, he's made improvement from being the worst defense in NFL history statistically to coming in at just at 14 this year. So obviously, there's a big improvement there. But like I said a couple of weeks ago, I feel like there's still some things that still doesn't make sense with this defense when it comes to communication issues in week 15. When it comes to issues where the defense can't consistently stop the run. It's just certain things that it's just like I feel like there could be better out there, and I feel like we should have done our due diligence in doing a proper search for the defensive coordinator job other than just giving EJ extension. And the reason that I think so is because I think initially I would say that you probably thought a lot of other people probably thought that he would be getting a head coaching job or at least be up for consideration. I've heard you say that multiple times. I've seen that multiple times. But I think with the recent head coaching fires, I don't think that EJ's name is as popular and as sexy as the guys who are actually going to be in search of a head coaching job.
I don't know if that's
Especially,
accurate.
what
I've seen his name come up a couple of times as far as considerations for some of these positions.
Yeah, but I don't think because right now there's about 7 head coaching jobs that's vacant. I don't think he gets those over Kevin Stefanski. I don't think he gets that over Harbaugh. I don't think he gets that over Brian Flores. I think that even Robert Saleh will be in more of a consideration than EJ because I think that he is a very good coach. He just ran into a nasty situation at the Jets. I think that Brian Daboll would get more of a
Brian
look.
Daboll is not a better coach than EJ.
I think that what's bro? Mike McDaniel, I think he's going to be looked at more so of an offensive coordinator, but I still think at certain points he had Miami playing like a really good football team. Tua is just ass, so he can coach. Tua is just ass, so I think that he would be in consideration. And there's a couple more names that I think that would be in more of a consideration than EJ. And so that's why I say that to say I don't think the Carolina Panthers had to jump so early to give him a contract extension because I think with all of the names that are being inside of that head coaching pool that are going to be looked at for different jobs, I don't think that EJ's name is at the top of their list necessarily. But that's just me. Let me see. And I want to pull up. I mean, JJ, did you cut out?
No, I'm here. My apologies.
List of candidates.
My fault. I had to get my charger. My shit was about to die. You make some valid points. But I think that when you look at everything holistically, I believe that you're looking at this shit a little biased. I really don't think that you're
not.
With them.
No, that's not the case. I mean, we've all even said it. Like it's too late in the season.
Let me ask you a question, because sure, at a time or another, Mike McDaniel had Miami hooping. Why would he be considered for a head coaching job more so than Evero would be?
Because you've seen success with Mike McDaniel as a head coach.
You've seen success with EJ as a defensive coordinator.
And what retrospect? Since Denver? Are we saying Denver?
Yeah.
But
when you look at this year. Like, what the fuck? You look at this year, bro. This year, from a defensive standpoint, you have to look at this year for the Carolina Panthers as a success defensively. Specifically, when you look at the talent on that side of the football.
You would only look at it. You will only look at it more so of a success just based on how ass it was last year.
It doesn't matter. And I don't necessarily agree with that.
Yeah,
I don't necessarily agree with that. There's no talent. There's minimal talent on that side of the football.
He has say in the talent. He has say in the talent that they bring in, though.
Yeah, but he doesn't have say in the cap that they have available.
Yeah, but he also has say into why the players are having fucking communication issues at week 15 in the season, even veteran guys. That doesn't make sense. and it's happened multiple years in a row. That's a fucking coaching problem. That's a coaching problem.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, so, and then
see how angry
also
you got?
when you
see how
see
angry you
names,
got right there?
when you see
You
names
see how
like,
kind of riled up? You hate them. It's okay.
no, I don't hate them. I just think that, I mean, people need to call it for what it is. Like, it's just as simple as that. And when you see names like Cliff Kingsbury, I think he would get more of a look than EJ. When you see names
Hell
like
no.
Vance Joseph, who's the defensive coordinator for the Broncos, who is considerably one of the best defenses in the league, if not the best defense in the league.
Facts.
And so it's just
I've
a
seen
bunch
that he
of
was
different.
he's been connected with Baltimore, Vance Joseph specifically. My apologies.
No, I'm just saying that there's also, and then also Clint Kubiak. I think he could have another stab at it. Seahawks offensive coordinator. I just feel like there's other guys who have a more of a recent updated resume that those names look a lot more sexier than EJ's name when it comes to a head coaching position. I just do. And I think that if EJ, based on what Mike K said, which I don't know exactly what he said, but he said, or you said he said that EJ has already signed an extension.
More or less, that's what he insinuated. Yes.
Well, if he insinuated that, then I think that even EJ, in some retrospect, believes that he doesn't have as much of a shot as those other guys if he was so quick to sign an extension with us.
I don't know if that can be the case 100%.
Yeah, that
Because I
can't be the
think that
case.
I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why that might not be the case. Nigga, we said how many times that he was the luckiest black man in America after the performance that he put on last year and how shitty that defense looked. So like if we're talking about updating your resume, then I mean, I guess sure. Actually, you know what? You might be right. You
Yeah,
might
I
be right.
know.
Maybe he
You
did
had
because that shit was the worst in history.
Yeah, you
So
have
yeah,
no way to defend that. Like literally no way at all. Because any coach would tell you there's no coordinators out there that doesn't have a dream of being a head coach. So especially when as many jobs as just opened up in the NFL, like 7 fucking different head coaching positions, like if you are in that consideration, you're gonna fucking leap out of the window to at least try to get an interview. You're not just gonna willy nilly accept a defensive coordinator job in extension with a team that you've been with for the past couple of years, especially if you believe that you can be a head coach elsewhere. It's just not gonna happen. As your agent and just as and just as yourself, you're gonna do your due diligence in going out to search for a head coaching job. You just are. But that's y'all's
yeah, I'd
boy.
agree. I'd agree. I'd agree. But I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I think that to be honest, if we're just having an honest conversation, for me, if that is a fact that he got an extension this offseason, I think that's a benefit. I think that's beneficial. I do. Because if you look at the pieces that we've brought in, specifically this past offseason, they have been pieces to fit the style of play in which Evero coaches. And if that's the case, then the only thing that you want specifically when it comes to your coaching staff that is doing a halfway decent job is consistency. So yeah, cool. Bring him more talent with the talent that we already have in the building, and let's see what the fuck he can do, bro. I already told you. I mean, he was top 14 this year. I told you last year that we just had no talent. Like everybody wanted to ridicule and slander EJ's name, and like, yeah, in the moment it's cute, it's cool. But like when you look at the niggas that we were rolling out last year, you look at the injuries that we had to deal with last year. Like, unfortunately, it's very, very hard to do that job on a professional level when you're going up against professional offensive-minded coaches and them not expose you when you're rolling out the talent or lack thereof that EJ had at his disposal last year. So you improve it a little bit this year. You go get a couple of edge rushers in the draft. You go add some more depth in that room with Pat Jones. Then you bring in Christian Roseboom, Trevin Wallace's second year of development. J.C. Horn stays healthy yet again. You go get Trevon Merring from the Raiders in free agency. So you bring some more talent in the building. And he shows you what he's able to do. When you just give him lemons, he can make lemonade.
Well, you even said even a couple of weeks ago, you even said that it was too early for him to be thinking it was too early for you to say whether he should keep his job or not. You even said that a few weeks ago. So I don't understand how all of a sudden you're like, oh, thank God he got an extension. Like, that's just weird.
One more time, I'm sorry. I didn't hear what you said. My apologies.
I said, you even said a few weeks ago, we had a conversation on a pod, and you were saying that it was too premature to think that EJ had earned the right to keep his job going into the offseason. So I don't understand how now all of a sudden you're just like, oh, great, he kept his job. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's a benefit for the
Yeah,
Carolina
because if
Panthers.
that's the case, and if that deal got done this offseason, that means he was in the plans. Which means the niggas that y'all were bringing in, y'all were bringing them in here with the intent that they were going to stay for multiple years and that you were going to continue to build off of what you already brought in here. So if that's the case, how could I be upset about that if he was already part of the plans?
Well, and that's where underlies the problem. Why is he so quick to already be a part of the plans? That's the problem.
That's a damn Morgan and Brent Tillis question. That's not a question for JJ. I don't think this year, I don't think he's done a bad enough job to lose his job.
Well, Brent Tillis interviewing for other jobs, so it ain't like it might not be a Brent Tillis question.
Go slow.
I'm just
Dave Tepper, if you're listening, or you have one of your minions running around listening, give him whatever he wants. Do not allow Brent Tillis to walk out of this building for a different position. The Atlanta Falcons went as far as to interview him for a position that doesn't even exist within their organization yet. I mean, talk about sucking dick.
Well, no, that means they think he's so good at his job that they're going to make a position for him.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're on dick. Yes, I agree. We agree.
Well, I don't necessarily hate them for that.
I would hate the Carolina Panthers if they allow him to walk out the building just because they don't give him a couple of extra $100,000 a year and don't give him a better title. He said, so would, from my point of view, would EJ get an extension? Yeah, probably 1 or 2 years. I'd extend EJ for 1 or 2 more years. 1,000%. Why wouldn't you? At this point in time, bro, you literally just won the division. You just won a division with minimal talent on the defensive side of the ball. Mind y'all, like, we didn't have a lot of cap space last year. I want y'all to remember that too. Like, we didn't have a lot of cap room to maneuver with. This year, I believe we're number 13 or 16 in the NFL, first in the division with cap space this offseason. Yeah, bro. You're telling me with minimal talent, you were able to do this. You were able to put out this product. Have getting off the field on third downs been a problem at times? Has it been a challenge? Yes. Have teams come out and punch us in the mouth on the ground game? Yes, 1,000%. But for the overwhelming majority of the season, there ain't really been no teams that have really just exposed us. Buffalo, we're just talking about purely offense going up against EJ's defense. Really, what teams have exposed us? Our problem really has come from our head coach not being able to cultivate a game plan well enough to eclipse number 26 in the NFL in points per game. So, I mean, just not complimentary football, which is why you can look at your record and just say, this is not the best. It's deeper and darker than just EJ, and he doesn't deserve XYZ. That's the only thing that I'm saying. It's the only thing that I'm saying. I'm not saying he's the best fucking coordinator in the NFL.
And I'm just saying that they should have done their due diligence in actually doing like a proper search. I just feel like it was way too early to be like, oh, here goes a contract extension.
Well, I mean, realistically, like when we talk about the coordinators that are available, even if we just look at what's available on the market right now, what coordinators do you believe are going to leave their current situation for a situation in Carolina with the talent that we have on the roster right now, specifically if they have an opportunity to go be a head coach elsewhere? No coordinator is leaving their situation.
To be honest, I would say it could be a conversation for further in the future. But if I'm thinking about it as a coordinator, one that thinks even the Carolina coaching job could be up for grabs in the next year or two.
Yeah, fuck no. Absolutely not. It's just not happening. It's just not happening. It's not happening. That would be a terrible bet. It just wouldn't. Round of applause. Shout out Panthers for life on the super chat. He said he hadn't had no pass rush or linebacker since he'd been here. Shaq was hurt every year. Burns was scared to get hurt, and Fitter was getting Timu players. 1,000. I mean, where's the lie? Where's the lie? There is none. There is none. He's 1,000% accurate, bro. He's 1,000%. This is the same argument that I was making last year. Like, niggas want to hang him from the fucking cross, but who is he? Bro, he's rolling out us, Terrence. Me, you, Carter. Yeah, yes. Niggas that were fucking working at, niggas that are currently working at Food Lion, the fucking CFL, the USFL, and at the car dealership 5.5 miles away from the fucking stadium. That's who he was rolling out last year, bro. It's a fact. That's who he was rolling out.
Yeah, they definitely weren't that bad. Like, they were bad. They were bad, but not as bad as you're trying to make them seem.
They were definitely that bad last year, bro. They were 1,000%. Who did we roll out at linebacker last year?
And I think the coaching was equally bad. Josie Jewell, solid.
And Trevin Wallace.
He was ass.
Trevin Wallace was ass last year. I mean, dog shit. And he was thrusted into that starting role. We didn't even want him to be there.
Well, that's right. That's because Shaq Thompson broke his shit.
1,000%. So that just furthers my point that this nigga he's been dealt shit, and niggas want to hang him from the cross because he ain't been able to make a miracle happen. Fuck.
It's not about
give me halfway decent talent. I'm gonna give you a top 14 defense when all I ask is just halfway decent talent. Now give me another off season to bring in more pieces that fit what I want to do, and I'm gonna show you something. Like he just said. The nigga Brian Burns, when EJ got here, the nigga Brian Burns was worried about that $31.5 to $34 million that he saw in his future. He wasn't playing hard. He wasn't playing hard. And why the fuck would he at 2-15? He wouldn't.
And if he doesn't do nothing next year, then what's going to be your excuse? Because I'm sure you'll have one for him.
If he doesn't what?
If the defense doesn't improve next year, then what's going to be your excuse? I'm sure you'll have one.
Well, I know for a fact. What I know for a fact is that this defense will improve because he's going to get more guys in here, specifically if they stay healthy. That's number one. And number two, the only thing, can you confirm that this offseason, the only thing just based on the weapons that we had, based on Bryce, based on Dave Canales heading into his second year, can you confirm that the only thing that we asked of EJ this season in particular was to present us with a top 16 defense? Was that not the magic number that we said on multiple occasions on this podcast before the season started? Yes or no?
What, top 15 defense?
Top 16. Our bet was top 15, but the only thing that we asked for this team to be successful and for us to have a chance to play complimentary football, the only thing that we asked was for EJ to present us with a top 16 defense. Yes or no?
I guess. I don't know for sure. I guess. I know what our bet was. I don't know if that's what we collectively came up with, top 16. Maybe we did. I don't know.
Has he done it? Let me ask you a question. Has he done his job this year?
He has us looking better than last year. But I don't necessarily. I'm not infatuated.
Like this,
I'm not infatuated. Did you asking me the fucking question? I'm giving you the answer. I'm not infatuated with the job that he's done. But I mean, it's been an improvement since last year.
So realistically, let me ask you a question. What do you think that, like, with the talent that's in that room right now, what do you expect?
I don't know.
Like realistically, what do you expect with the talent that's in there? I'm almost convinced that there's no coordinator in the NFL that could damn near do a better job with what is in that room currently. I don't know a coordinator that could do a better job with what he has. We have a linebacker problem, and we've had it for the past 3 years in a row. But let's just look at this season in particular. We have a linebacker problem. Josie Jewell, liability and coverage. Also, I think bottom two.
That was his guy.
Or top two. No, that wasn't his guy. Don't try and put that on his body.
So
that's
Josie
what the Carolina Panthers could afford.
So Josie Jewell didn't come with him from Denver?
No, I'm talking about Christian Roseboom. I'm sorry, I misspoke. Christian Roseboom. My apologies. I misspoke. That Josie Jewell was his guy. Christian Roseboom, liability. One of the highest percentages in the NFL in missed tackle rate. Trevin Wallace, same thing, both liabilities and coverage. Right? What else? You look at the defensive line. You have 0 pass rush. You have 0 guys outside of a rookie who even still doesn't really give you the best opportunity or option to win in a one-on-one pass rush situation. You don't have a pass rush. So what D coordinator do you think, with the talent that's currently in the room, holistically, do you think would be able to do a better job than EJ? It would just be a hard sell for me to say anybody, bro.
For me, I just think there's been a lot of times where there's just been a lapse of judgment on his side, basically. And specifically when I talk about that, I'm saying playing 10 yards off receivers when it's fucking 3rd and 10. And then you got guys playing 10 yards off and still bailing. Like, I feel like that's on coaching. 3rd and 20. You got guys playing all the way back in the damn end zone, giving up underneath routes. Communication issues. Cornerbacks don't know where they're supposed to be in certain coverages. Like, I just feel like it's just the little things that should easily be cleaned up, even if you don't have the talent. I just feel like from a coaching standpoint, like, those things shouldn't happen. Like, they just shouldn't. And it's frustrating because I feel like you lost multiple games. You can point to at least 1 or 2 games that you lost just based on that. Like, obviously, there was
okay. And outside of that, how many games can we point to that Bryce has fucked us off this year? Or how many games can we point to where Dave Canales has fucked us off this year?
Yeah, but we're not talking about them right now. We can get to them in a different. We can get to them in a different scenario. I'm answering the question you fucking asked me. So I'm saying, based on those things, like, I feel like those things could be cleaned up as a coach, and I feel like you can point to a couple of games where obviously there was things in the game to where it probably shouldn't have came down to those situations. But even if it did come down to those situations, that doesn't necessarily escape you from the blame just because you shouldn't have been in that situation. Like, that doesn't necessarily say, oh, EJ shouldn't have been in that situation.
So in compromising positions, continue to get put in compromising positions with minimal talent, and EJ figure out how to fucking make it work. That is the way that's translating to me in my head.
No, then that means you might have a mental problem comprehending.
No, it's not.
Because I'm saying just because you get into that situation doesn't mean you're dismissed from doing your job. Like, that's literally what they're saying.
So what game specifically are you referring to? Because now I'm just fully engulfed in this conversation, and this is not what the game preview was supposed to be, but this is just where we are. So what games are you referencing?
Both of the Saints games.
Both of the Saints games?
Both of the Saints games.
Okay, so let's go through the Saints games. There were 2 touchdowns total scored in the Saints game, right? Right or wrong? There was in the first game. There were 2 touchdowns scored. Both of those plays, the defense was in proper position. We had our all-pro cornerback with his ass tooted up in the air. How as a coach can I stop that? And JC stuck Olave on the first touchdown that he gave up, the seam down the go route down the sideline. Olave was strapped up. We just can't keep our feet. As a coach, there's nothing that I can do about that. Same thing on the second touchdown. As a coach, I cannot help that you got broke off by a fucking tight end. I can't. I just simply can't. I go back. Then we can go to the most recent New Orleans Saints game. I could make an argument that
where you got 3 down linemen and you just let the quarterback run for fucking 10 or 15 yards throughout the middle of the field.
Quarterback late, and then we hit the quarterback late on the late
spot. Not just that, but then you also letting Chris Olave and Bailey catch underneath passes and getting fucking 20 yards before you get a hand on them because you're playing.
Our defense has been our defense has been don't break.
And see, there you go again, making excuses.
No, it's not a fucking excuse.
Now our defense is bend don't break.
It's nigga, the defense is fucking clearly bend don't break. It's been bend don't break. Every game that we play, go look at the Green Bay game.
Yeah,
that's just a prime example of bend don't break. That is
but you're in that situation when you can only get beat by a fucking touchdown. It's not about or a field goal. It's not about a bend don't break. It's about stay true to your defensive assignment. and don't give up
The defensive
underneath routes.
assignment is bend, don't break. Like, what the fuck are you talking
Yeah,
about?
nigga, that doesn't have anything to do with fucking scheme, though. Bend don't break is a mentality, not anything to do with scheme.
No, that's not true. That's number one.
Yes, it is.
No,
yes,
it's not.
It is.
No, it's not. That's number one. Bend don't break is part of the scheme in which EJ rolls out. So yeah, we're gonna give up little 7, 8, 9 yard passes underneath so we don't get beat over top.
Yeah, you don't do that when you're only down. You
scheme.
Don't do that when you're only up 2 points. That's stupid. You even said that on the pod. I don't understand why you're retracting, trying to prove a point. You even said the same exact thing on the pod. That is stupid when you are only down 2 points. When you're only up 2 points.
Because the thing about it is, Terrence, you have to remember, bro, like there are a lot of games and a lot of podcasts in which we film, right, before we watch the all 22. There are a lot of games in which that's the case. Now we go back and rewatch the broadcast, but there are quite a few games that we podcast that we record before either one of us watch the all 22.
It doesn't matter.
Watching the all 22, and I see I see Christian Roseboom dicking off, stroking his cock in the middle of the fucking field, and then I'm supposed to say, "Oh, that's on EJ."
Yeah,
or
because
again,
why does he know his assignment?
Slant route again. No, he does know his assignment. The assignment is very clear.
How do you know?
Because with covering.
How do you know? Because the head coach said that the defense didn't know, they wasn't communicating. They didn't know where they were supposed to be. That's what the players. That's what the players and coaches are telling you.
That's a cop out.
But you go believe
on Dave Canales because he ran that dumbass fullback dive at 4th inches.
Now it's a cop out on Dave Canales
and had the ability to go up by 2 possessions in the 4th quarter, and he decided to go for it on 4th down instead of kicking a field goal in a fucking dome. He wanted to go for it on 4th down, and it got fucking stuffed. I literally have said this the first like 8 or 9 weeks of the season, and you kept giving me pushback, and you kept giving me pushback. And I kept trying to tell you, this defense, the way that this defense is playing, it has literally kept you in every single ball game that you've been a part of. Every single one. Even the Arizona game, when Bryce spotted niggas 10 points. When Bryce spotted niggas 10 points, the defense in the second half did a good enough job for you to compete in the second half. For you to, again, put the ball in Dave Canales' court and he fucks it off again. You remember when we get an onside kick, 1 minute and 25 seconds left on the clock, and we just abandon the run completely? We have timeouts that we don't utilize. Bryce fucking throws bullshit balls out of the back of the end zone, right? So my defense gave you the opportunity to win the ball game.
You're saying all that to still dance around the point that late in ball games, when you're up 2-3 points, there's no reason why you should be playing 20 yards off the ball, allowing the team in field goal range. That's something that you're purposely. That's something that you're.
I believe that players were in a proper position, and they just didn't execute well enough.
No, they weren't in a proper position.
No, they weren't.
That's the problem.
Cannot help if I'm EJ. I cannot help Christian Roseboom having the inability to cover. He's had a problem with covering since he came from LA, which is why they rejoiced when he left after he had 135 on his ledger, because niggas just get on their knees behind the amount of tackles a linebacker gets, but don't take anything else into consideration. So he had a coverage problem back in LA, which is why they had a parade when the bitch left.
I can blame EJ while my corners are playing 20 yards off the ball. When there's 20 yards.
EJ for Chris Olave just putting cock in JC Horn every time he sees him.
No, this is my fault. This is what I'm saying.
That's my fault. That nigga owns you.
I can blame EJ for my corners playing 20 yards off in coverage when they only need 20 yards to go. I can blame that on EJ because you shouldn't be playing that far off in coverage. That's just simple football math. And then also when I have to hear my head coach go into the press conference and players say, "Oh, we just didn't know the defense just wasn't in the right communication. They didn't know where they were supposed to be." But I'll dismiss that if I'm an EJ fan, though.
It's not. It has nothing to do. It has no, and don't do that shit, bro.
Because I met his wife and all of that. I'll dismiss that. It has nothing to do
with being an EJ fan. It's just being realist. It's just being a realist. You have to look at the whole body of work. You got to take the fucking emotion out of the shit. You got to take the emotion out of the shit. Is it annoying as hell that EJ comes out in coverage, 3rd and 5, and our cornerbacks are 8 or 9 yards off the ball, and they're still bailing. Is that annoying as hell? 1,000%. But at what point do you take the good with the bad? At what point? Because again, he has no pass rush, so that could really be playing a part in it, right?
Well,
because
I just
what did
feel
you
like
see Seattle do? What did you see Seattle do when they came into Bank of America Stadium 2 weeks ago? Because they have one of the most elite pass rushes in the game, them niggas man the fuck up on the outside, got their hands on receivers, and let their dicks hang, and Bryce had the inability to make the throws, or we just weren't schemed up properly. But that's what happens when you have an elite pass rush. So you want to talk about 6, 7, 8 yards off the ball, and that's fine. It is annoying as hell. But when you have niggas that can't win up front, imagine you sending 4 guys on a rush. You're playing 2 yards off, trying to play bump and run or whatever you prefer us play. And all they have to do is get one step on you and you're dead. Unfortunately, I'm just not going to put my cornerbacks on an island when niggas can't rush.
Why?
Niggas have no pass rush because there's no talent in that room.
Because Mike Jackson he's as good as you say he is. J.C. Horn is an all-pro corner, so why not?
Because niggas can't. I don't give a fuck how good of a corner you are. Niggas can't cover for 5, 6, 7 seconds, bro.
Yeah, that's not how many seconds they have to throw the ball.
Can't.
That's not how many seconds.
It's hyperbole, nigga. Niggas can't cover for 4.5 seconds.
That's not how many seconds they have to throw the ball. And then
that's how it feels.
And then other situations. That's other situations where I have to see Shaw Smith Wade covering Mike Evans. And I don't care what kind of defense I'm in. I should never in life have to see that. Just never. Just never. And so that's the frustrating part. It's just little things that I feel like can be cleaned up by EJ.
Okay.
Even if it comes
with that. Terrence, I agree with that. I agree with the fact that there are little things that can be cleaned up by EJ. Nobody in the NFL is perfect. No scheme in the NFL is perfect. There's no coordinators, head coach. There's nobody in the NFL that's perfect. So if we're saying that there are little things that EJ can clean up on, I 100% agree with you. But looking at the picture holistically, there are not a lot of people in the NFL that can do the job that Evero has done this season in particular with the talent or lack thereof in the room in totality. There's just not a lot of people that can do it. I personally just don't believe it. I don't. We can agree on the fact that there are little things that he can fix up on. Everybody in the NFL has that.
You're going this hard for EJ just because I said that they shouldn't have gave. This means that if they gave him a contract extension, they were talking about a contract extension well into probably the middle of the season. And I just feel like
they said this was something that was done this past offseason.
Yeah,
this was something that was done this past offseason.
And I don't understand. And to me, that makes it even worse. The fact that even though you can say, okay, he didn't have talent, okay, he didn't have the best talent, but there's no way that I can sit there and say after seeing the worst defense in NFL history that I can confidently give you a fucking contract extension. There's no way.
Or they just looked at it holistically, like I've encouraged you to do the last 1.5 to 2 years in a row, and said, EJ, we did a shit job at bringing you talent. Scott Fitterer left us a clusterfuck. What Frank Reich and Matt Rule did to this program or to this organization was damn near convictable offenses, right? So we're going to give you an extension because we believe that you can do the job. You've shown that you can do the job when you have the talent in the room, and we believe in the direction that we want to go. You fit into what we want to do. We're going to bring you more talent over the next year or two, and that is going to be your true test.
Well,
to me, he's passed.
Pete Carroll didn't have any talent in Las Vegas. They shipped his ass out of there. Mike McDaniel,
as a head coach. We're talking about head coaches. Matt
Eberflus, that Cowboys defense into their cornerbacks
didn't have talent.
Listen to what I'm saying, boy, before you start jumping in. Before they got Quentin Williams, they were ass. Overshown, he didn't come back into the middle of the season. That Cowboys defense was one of the worst defenses in fucking league history because they simply lacked the talent when they shipped off Michael Parsons and didn't have a pass rush and relied on Deron Bland and Trayvon Diggs, who we know have all been fucking trash, other than the fact they like to
I
jump
don't agree
routes.
with that.
And when they can't stick to that, when they can't properly jump a route, they can't hold cover, so they getting beat. They ship Matt Eberflus off for that. So there's
Well,
been
Matt,
plenty
but
of
the thing about it is the difference. Let me tell you what the difference is when you want to talk about Matt Eberflus. Matt Eberflus was dog shit from the beginning. Why they ran his ass out of Chicago? That's why they
there's
dumped his
been
ass in Chicago, because he was fucking dog shit before he even got in the building. That is not the case for Ejiro Evero. It's just simply not. It's just
there
simply
been
not. He wasn't
there
dog
been
shit in Denver, and he wasn't dog shit his first year in
there
Carolina.
there's
He
been
wasn't.
plenty of coaches who have gotten fired and they simply didn't have the talent.
I would have to go look at defensive
Well,
coordinators specifically.
well, go look.
Well,
There's
give
been
me an
plenty.
example. I don't need to go look. You're the one that made the point. Give me an
There,
example besides Eberflus, because even the Eberflus point, I would argue is bullshit. Because would you agree? Yes or no? And this is going to tell me everything that I need to know. Would you agree, yes or no, that the Dallas Cowboys, the way their defense was constructed heading into week 1 of the NFL season, would you agree that they had more talent in their room in totality over the Carolina Panthers? Yes or no?
yeah,
Okay, cool.
yeah,
So then what are we talking about?
yeah. But I
So then
mean,
what are we talking about?
yeah, because they have more talent on paper, but if you actually analyze their defense, their cornerbacks were never fucking good.
Nigga, you can say all of that if you want to, but we just agreed that they had more talent on paper. They had
Yeah,
more talent on paper, and he had the inability to get the job done with more talent.
yeah, just based on the names, yes. But if you watch football, do you know Trayvon Diggs is not a good cornerback? If you watch football, do you know Deron Bland is not a good cornerback? But if you get so so fixated on the one outlier years that they had, then your mind might start thinking another way. But if you actually watch these guys, they're not good football players. They're just not. And that's what he got left with. And Eric Kendricks, who was fucking 50 years old. And Michael Parsons, the only one on the defensive line who can rush the passer. So
Yep,
yeah,
they shipped them, and then they brought in Quentin Williams, and their defense still looked like ass outside of 1 week. Not only did they bring in Quentin Williams, but they brought in Kenny Clark in exchange for that Michael Parsons deal. So the way they were getting gashed, schematically, the way they were getting gashed with Kenny Clark being present, and then with Kenny Clark and Quentin Williams, and they were still getting gashed, there's just simply no way that should happen. Can you imagine? Nigga, do you know what EJ has done with Derek Brown alone? Can you imagine that nigga getting a Derek Brown plus a Quentin Williams, or a Derek Brown plus a Kenny Clark? Do you know what our defense will fucking look like, nigga?
I mean, honestly, I don't.
Like, do you not know how good that nigga has Bobby Brown looking at times in the run game? Do you think that Bobby Brown is on either one of them niggas' levels?
Yeah, I'm just not under the belief that even if you give him that talent, he's just gonna be some like genius with it. I'm just not a believer in him as much as you are.
Okay.
And I know, and you like to get very emotional behind your people, but it's just like,
no, it's not being very emotional. It's just taking shit and looking at it holistically. You told me, you hate the fact that he plays off coverage on third down, and I combated that by saying, well, maybe we wouldn't have to play so much off coverage on third down if we had a halfway decent pass rush. You said that based on that, there have been a couple of games in which EJ has lost us the game based on his approach and his ideology as it pertains to the defense. And I said, give me some examples. You said the 2 Saints games. And I said, if I'm Ejiro Evero, I cannot help that my offense only scored 7 fucking points, and that my all-pro cornerback got abused on the outside by Chris Olave and Jawan Johnson. That the only 2 touchdowns that we allowed. Well, I mean, I don't know. Like, I mean, it's not me being emotional. It's just facts.
I don't even know what you said just now. I was trying to look at something.
Round of applause. Shout out Panthers for life again on the super chat. Philly does the same defense. We need better players. Agreed. I said an hour. We've already gone 118 now. So much for that. Brent Tillis, do you have any quick reactions to that?
I don't really know what to make of it. It's just like, Obviously, it would be bad if he left, just because I feel like there's been so much improvement in the organization and just with the team in general, as far as like contract structures and things like that since he's been here. So I feel like that would take a hit if he left. And to me, I would be kind of scared that if he did leave, like it's just going to lead to Dave Tepper trying to step back into a more bigger role than what we seen him in the previous years, and we seen how messed up that was. Or is he going to go back out and try to find somebody of caliber to kind of plug and play? So I don't know.
Fair
It
enough.
will be
I,
it will
I
be a
think it would
tricky
be bad.
situation.
Yeah, I think it would be bad if he left. I mean, I trust Dan and Dave to collaborate and do what they need to do, but I'm not gonna lie, I think it would be bad if he left. It would kind of throw a wrench in uh what we've been able to build this off season and just heading into this season. I personally believe. Let's see. Let's go through our injury report real quick, and then we'll go with our keys to the game. Terrence, you'll do yours because I kind of already did mine already. And then we'll do our play of the day, and we'll wrap score predictions. Excuse me. Damn, why did I thought I already had it pulled up.
Bro, FanDuel never loads, bro. What is this?
Okay, so good news for the Carolina Panthers as it pertains to Saturday's matchup against the LA Rams. Today in Dave Canales' press conference, he said that he was very, very optimistic about Robert Hunt playing against the Los Angeles Rams this Saturday. So that is phenomenal news. He's been a cornerstone of our offensive line for the last year. I'd say last year he did a phenomenal job. This year, obviously, he got hurt against Arizona in week 2, so we haven't seen much of him. But what we do know is that this unit is a lot better when he is healthy and when he's able to go. So that's great news. In other news, Claude Sherlis, who has been down the past couple of weeks with that calf and ankle injury, he's been a full participant the last 3 days of practice. He carries no designation. Turk Wharton, the same thing. No designation for him coming off that hamstring injury. Bobby Brown, same thing. No designation heading into the game. It seems like the Carolina Panthers are getting healthy at the perfect time. Another name that we haven't seen, and I've been quite comfortable with not seeing his name, Chandler Zavala. He's ass. He's terrible, and Robert Hunt is going to be good to go. He's going to play this Saturday, and Austin Corbett will be the 6th offensive lineman. So that's phenomenal. And then just prayerfully this offseason, we just go ahead and dispose of the nigga Chandler Zavala. I'm not going to lie. He's terrible. He's terrible. And then, of course, we have Derek Brown and Ashawn, not injury related. So they'll be good to go. David Moore, I haven't seen anything on David Moore. I don't believe that they
he got activated.
Oh, they activated him?
Yeah, they activated him because they cut Hunter Renfro and somebody else.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. They activated David Moore.
They cut Damani Richardson.
Cut Damani Richardson and Hunter Renfro, excuse me. They brought Damani Richardson back on practice squad. I believe they did that today.
Yeah.
So, a lot of Damani Richardson fans out there. I'm definitely a fan of his game.
There's not a lot.
Or a few Damani Richardson fans out there. Excuse me. I'm one of them. I'm one of the few Damani Richardson fans. Just because I saw what he did in training camp last year. So I'll take that. Let me see. Kevin Dotson. This is the one that is gonna hurt the Rams the most, in my opinion. We talked about their ability to run the football on us the first game. Kevin Dotson was a large part in why they were able to do that. He played a large role in that. So him being out this week with us getting Turk Bobby back, that's going to be huge, bro. That's going to be huge. I think that's going to be the biggest thing to look at. Devontae Adams, he's going to be good to go.
Yeah, he's coming back.
Yeah,
Sure.
he's coming back. Let's see what else they have.
Jordan Whittington is out. He's solid for them. He doesn't get a ton of touches. He got most of his touches because Devontae Adams is out. But since he'll be back, then that probably won't be a big of a hit for them.
Yeah, and Terrence Ferguson is also questionable heading into the game. He's only practiced he practiced one time, and that was today in limited fashion. So we'll see how that goes. I haven't seen any reports, honestly, from the Rams camp, as it pertains to their injuries outside of Devontae Adams. So I guess we'll just have to see with that one. But yeah, so that's the injury report. The Carolina Panthers getting healthy at the right time. I'm super excited. Xavier Leggett, I hope you have a hell of a summer next year, brother. I hope you have a hell of a summer next year, brother, because we're teetering on the line of curtains for Xavier Leggett. I'll just keep it a stack with y'all.
I mean,
go ahead, get it off your chest.
I was gonna say, I mean, that anybody should have seen that a mile away. We've been saying that for the past year or two. So don't say we. I've already been over that line.
I want to see what Ruben Bain is on, bro. What's that nigga been doing tonight? He's such a dog.
Miami looks like they're up right now, from what I just see.
They're up 4. Oh, that nigga has 0 on the stat sheet everywhere. Yikes. And they're still up. Still early, though. Still very, very early. Who you got winning the Natty?
Indiana.
Really?
Yeah, I think they have the better team, and they're the best coach team in football right now.
Interesting. I got Miami. But
Yeah,
obviously they got to get through tonight. But I like the way they play.
I just think that shit gonna run out. I think Carson Beck is gonna be their downfall, some way, somehow.
Yeah. That's the only thing about that.
Some way, somehow, he's gonna find a way.
And that nigga is like fucking 30. That nigga is like 30 years old, bro. You wanna go first with your play of the day?
Yeah. It's very simple. Plus 224. I have the Carolina Panthers plus 10.5. This was the same thing that was on my juice ticket. Just very easy. T-Mac, 50 plus yards. Very easy as well. Bryce Young, 175 passing yards. Plus 224.
That's some good shit. Let me see. I need to find one more thing.
You can make good money off of that.
You can. If you play your card right, you should make some good money. I have a plus 224 as well. It is very simple. This is very, very simple, bro. This is very simple. Panthers to cover plus 10.5. Blake Corum for 25 rushing yards. And Xavier Leggett for alt 5 receiving yards. If he can't do that, he's worthless.
Yeah, I would scratch
5 yards.
I would scratch the whole ticket as soon as Xavier Leggett on there. I would scratch it.
Wow. Keys of the game for you.
I think for both sides of the ball, I think that you're gonna get punched in the mouth. It happens. You just have to have the ability to respond. You just have to have the ability to be able to realize that momentum swing and be able to capitalize off of it. But just have the ability to, when you get punched in the mouth, get up, get back to swinging. Um, and yeah. And then also, I think not turning over the football, because I think in the playoffs, you pay double for turnovers. So this has to be a very clean game. Um, Matthew Stafford, he is a winning quarterback. He is potentially a Hall of Fame quarterback. So what you have to do is speed him up, make him uncomfortable. Same thing you did the first game that you played against them. Be able to hopefully generate turnovers and win the turnover battle. But all in all, we just can't turn the ball over. We can't give them short fields. Um, we can't give them easy opportunities to score points. And then just be able to have the ability to respond when you get punched in the mouth, because it's going to happen. It's inevitable. It's the playoffs. So,
Agreed. Another thing for me, this is kind of nuance, I guess you could say, but I mean, this is something that we talk about damn near every single week. And we always say that you can look at turnovers and you can look at this other specific thing, and that's the Carolina Panthers' ability to convert on third down. And I'm going to say that is applicable for both sides of the football. Defensively, being able to get off the field on third down, and offensively, being able to convert on third down. Because we're like, I want to say bottom 5 in third down conversions this year, which is why we're so high in fourth down conversions, because we get the fourth down damn near more than any other team in the league. So it would make sense on why you're converting so much. And everybody is like, oh, so ecstatic by that stat. But it's just like, oh, that's kind of alarming, honestly. So I think that that's going to be the difference maker this year, or excuse me, this week. Getting off the field on third down and extending drives offensively. Now, score prediction, go.
24-21, Carolina.
I like that. I'm gonna say 23. I'm gonna say 23-20. 23-20. 23-20 Carolina. 23-20 Carolina. I think that we can hold them. I think if that rain comes, it's going to get very, very sticky. Very sticky if that rain comes again. No cap.
They really is so ass, bro.
You see this old head in here? A nigga said, y'all YNs don't know nothing about football. Defending the Xavier Leggett. Nigga, like, OG, trust me when I tell you, I've been this nigga's most staunch defender. He's ass. He don't got it. Not right now. Not
that might be
that
the
he can't, but
that I think that looked like the name that was in the YouTube comments defending that nigga one day.
when you and bro got the beefing?
Yeah, I think that that's
like that nigga.
That look like that might be him. I would think, but that by now you would see. Well, I guess not. Get out to a game and see it in person. It's just as bad as it is on TV.
Another question I saw, just wrapping up very briefly. Would you be opposed to bringing in Tyreek Hill next year, next off season?
No. For a reasonable price. I mean, it has to be damn reasonable.
Yeah, I totally agree. I'm not paying that nigga prime Tyreek money.
Yeah, but I
also
also
that would be
think
the only reason why I'm opposed to it, because I feel like that nigga's going to demand prime Tyreek money.
Yeah, and I'm just not doing that. And plus, you have to get pieces on the defensive side of the ball. So I feel like if you can take care of that by also bringing in another offensive weapon like a Tyreek Hill, then you can do it. I wouldn't be opposed to it, but I'm not paying him a shit ton of money. And I'm not doing it before I address other glaring needs on the team.
Yeah. Well, the first things first, you got to re-sign Jalen Coker. That's we got to control what's in our house first.
Yeah. Also seen in a mock draft we were taking a tight end. Sadiq, the Sadiq dude from Oregon.
Yeah, I saw that as well. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at the Panthers getting a tight end. And I'm not mad at them drafting a wide receiver either. Again, for the third year in a row. Wouldn't hate it. Get more weapons on that side of the football as well. Because, I mean, you know, the tight ends that we have right now, they just don't get the job done. And I love Mitch. I love Mitch, but he's just not an every down tight end.
Yeah.
He's not an every down tight end by any stretch of the imagination. And then from a wide receiver standpoint, Xavier Legette, the first 2 years of his career have just been, god awful. God awful. But I will tell y'all this. Let him turn up on Sunday. Or check that. Let him turn up on Saturday.
It's not going to happen.
In with my XL jersey on backwards. Stamp.
It's not going to happen. And I don't even need him to get in the game to even give it a chance.
You got your fit? You got your fit ready for Saturday?
I don't know. I don't know what I'm wearing, honestly. It's going to be tomorrow is just going to be telling a lot for me.
What does that mean? Don't piss me off before we get off stream, bro.
I'm just working through some things. Like I don't have a fit ready. I don't have this and that done. I just don't have everything done right now.
Chat, appreciate
you. And I also don't understand why we're leaving so early, but you know,
I've already told you. If you and Yak want to ride up there and have a circle jerk while y'all ride up there, there's no problem. Nigga, I will drive my own shit. I'm telling you, I'm getting to that tailgate by 10:30. 1,000%. 1,000% getting there by 10:30.
Like I'm just confused on what are you gonna do out there at 10:30 if the gates don't open until 12.
Chill.
Like the tailgate doesn't open until chat. It's not like the stadium doesn't open until 12. The tailgate doesn't open until 12.
Chill.
Like, are we pre-gaming the tailgate? Like this?
Yeah.
This is the
1,000%.
problem with society. This is the problem. Like he's talking about he's going to be drinking at 9 a.m. Like that's a problem. Okay. To be pre-gaming somewhere that you're already going to be drinking, that's a problem,
tell you
bro.
This.
It's
I'm
a problem.
Tell you this, bro. I would say that it's a problem if it was something that was a reoccurring thing for me. Like, listen, if I was doing that every day, like waking up and I was taking 2 or 3 shots just to get my day going or whatever the case may be at 9 a.m., then you would say, like, I would expect you to have an intervention with me as my brother, right? Nigga, it is the first playoff game that the Carolina Panthers have hosted in a decade. I've never been to a playoff game in my life.
Yeah, me neither.
Not only that, but Cam Newton is gonna be.
Yes, me neither. But we have tickets to the tailgate secured.
Fuck with them.
You. We already know we're gonna be there. Why the fuck do we need to pregame a tailgate? Why do we need to get there at 10:30?
Capacity.
Bro, it's not
capacity, bro. Capacity. Them tickets ain't gonna do shit. I already told you what the nigga said, bro. Once niggas.
So if the tickets ain't gonna do nothing, why would you buy them? Why would you buy them if you don't think the tickets are gonna be any good?
Because that means now we have the ability to get in. Now we could have gone out there early as we wanted without tickets, and we wouldn't have. Well, let me not.
Well, if you just said if you able to get in, if you just said
membership card, all I gotta do is go to. Hey, all I gotta do is go to Lil Mama. All I gotta do is go to Auntie. And you already know you already know what she gonna say.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, pretty disgusting.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, baby. And I'm gonna make sure I get her 2 whiskey sours.
Pretty disgusting if I'm being honest. But I mean, either way, you just said we already have tickets to guarantee admission. Why do we need to be out there?
No, I've never said that.
An hour and 30 minutes early. You said we already have the tickets.
Terrence, just wait the fuck up. And have your shit ready the night before. It's just very simple, bro.
Well, I plan on doing something tomorrow night.
Well, then that's on you. I already told Yak, hey, if this nigga is not ready, we're fucking leaving him. I already told him. So cool. I mean, nigga, you're a grown ass man. Do whatever you feel led by God to do. I'm gonna champion you in all your life endeavors. But if your ass ain't ready by time 7:30, 7:45 roll around
8 a.m.
8 o'clock, If you ain't ready by then,
I'll be up
you
by 8
fucking
a.m. I'll be
you'll
up
be
by 8
up
a.m.
by 8 a.m.
Like I'll
Yeah,
be
hell no.
ready. Right?
Hey, chat, we'll talk to y'all soon. Make
I'll
sure
be
to check in with us
ready.
on social media. Yeah, hell no. Hell no.